I got some people's attention. Thank you all for being here. This is 1 Million Cups. My name is Doug Hunt, Director of Entrepreneurship. I'm the backup of the MC. So I'm your fill-in today. JD couldn't make it, and Dominic is at Missouri Southern. He had a class he's got to attend. So we are proud to help support 1 Million Cups at the Joplin Area Chamber of Commerce. We provide this facility until we can get moved over to the library eventually. And then 1 Million Cups is organic and grassroots, and it's funded by the Kauffman Foundation. The Kauffman Foundation is focused on entrepreneurship and supporting small businesses and startups. And that's what all of us are all about. Not just, all of our area chambers and the SBDC and all of us. So we're excited to provide this. And our sponsors are critically important too. We've got Granny Schaefer's, who always provides the delicious coffee to keep us caffeinated. And Lowell is so gracious to go pick that up every single Wednesday for us. The Joplin Public Library, sure appreciate the efforts of Gina and her team. And eventually we'll get to the point where we're over at the Joplin Public Library. And then Southwest Missouri Bank. I don't think we have a Southwest Missouri Bank representative here today. However, Southwest Missouri Bank is committed to our local community. They're a local bank, and we know that they have a rich history of helping new startups and small businesses. And then also the Missouri Technology Center. A lot of people, just a background on that, the Missouri Technology Center is the organization that is responsible to disseminate money out from the Missouri General Assembly for entrepreneurship activities. So part of what MTC does for our market is partially fund the Joseph Newman Innovation Center. And even though we do a grant match with them, MTC is very focused on entrepreneurship and innovation in the state of Missouri. So what they're doing, not only in conjunction with us here, but they have some incredible things going on in the Kansas City and St. Louis market. So MTC is responsible for taking care of your hard-earned tax dollars that you pay to the state of Missouri to help entrepreneurship. Remember I said there'd be a quiz. So, but anyway, today we've got two dynamic speakers, and the arts are well represented. So we're excited about that. And one of the things that we're always happy to do at 1 Million Cups is give everybody a platform to talk about their business. And as you know, the way this works is you present for 5 to 7 minutes and then share with the audience what you've got going on and get feedback on how you can improve. So having said that, our first speaker is Michael Steddman. He's a local artist. So he's got some incredible things going on. We're gonna let him tell his story, and Michael, take it away.
Morning. Thanks for having me here. So my name is Michael Steddman, as you mentioned. I live in Webb City, and since 1990 I've been a full-time artist. When I was a kid, people would say, what are you going to be when you grow up? And I said I would be an artist, so at 18 I joined the Navy and became a cook. But the latter half of mine was when I was a illustrator draftsman. So I got out of the military, and my father-in-law said, what are you going to do now? And I said, I'm going to be an artist. And he got worried for his daughter, and then he saw my artwork, and he was terrified for his daughter. So I wasn't good enough to become a full-time artist at the time. So I went to work for a gallery in San Diego, and they didn't need anyone to work there, so I kept showing up every day and saying I'd work for free. And after a week, the district manager said, we'll give him a job at minimum wage, and I was a sales associate. And that was a great gallery because they had a publishing company that backed them. They had galleries all over the country. So I moved my way up to manager in Minneapolis, and in 1990 I went to full-time art, doing wildlife art. And I sold my stuff by going to convention centers where they had sports shows, and there were no art there. There was boats and vacation packages and things like this. And so it was great because I was the only person there. So that went really well. I got a hunting dog, and all my friends had hunting dogs, and I started painting those dogs and realized I'd go out of business pretty quick because you're only getting $600 for a portrait, and you can't make a lot of money even if you're working, one a week. So Field and Stream at this time picked me up, and I did their apparel division for them, and they had these 3 dogs that they'd print every year on shirts, Labrador, Golden Retriever, and Brittany. And the Brittany I knew from the field experience that wasn't good, so we put a German Shorthair in there instead. instead. And that became the #1 selling product that Field & Stream had. So that told me if I focused on these off-breed dogs, I could sell to those type of people who own that product. So I opened a website in 2001, and from 2001 to 2019, that's how I made my living, is selling dog stuff. During this time, somewhere around 2011, my wife and I attended MSSU for 4 years. We took a vacation and got a college degree. And then I learned how to paint glass during that time. So, oh, that one. There we go. I wanted to expand my product line from dogs to something that I could earn more money on, where I could sell paintings for $20,000 instead of $1,000. So I started painting glass and going to juried art shows, and I do about, well, depending if COVID's not around, 18 to 23 of them a year. And the other part of my business is I still sell the dog products on Amazon. I use Amazon Prime, so I spend all year preparing the product, and then I ship it out to Amazon in August and September for the Q4 sales. I also still have the website, but I split it in two, where it's basically you have the glass side and what I call the doghouse side. So the glass side is basically when I go to art shows, people, maybe they didn't buy, but they still have the business card. They'll buy on Monday or Tuesday morning, and I ship that out. And the dog side, you select your breed of what strange dog you have, and then there's a bunch of products there that you can buy. My competitive advantage that I feel in this is with the glass work is when people come into an art show, normally the artist is sitting back there looking at their phone and they're not engaged. Well, I know how to sell and I like people. So I actually say, well, my work is all about people. And that kind of stuns them because first of all, it's oil painting and people think it's photographs. So I'll tell them a story like, here you go to grandma's house and she's got the hard candy, but your parents say you can only have one. In adolescence, you collect all the kisses you can get. A little bit later in life, you're going for that good stuff, but you start to limit yourself. And if you're really lucky, you get back to old age where you're back to one hard candy. And this mess right here in the middle is midlife crisis. And then I have like night owls where you have a nut and an old judge, and they meet over a pint and they solve all the world's problems. So I go to these places and they've been nice to me. They've given me awards, but the kind I really like are these green ones that come with the deal. My business is all about products and making money. I'm not much of an artist. I'm more about a person who wants to earn money by selling products. It's, you know, the academic world is saying, well, your commodification of art is disgusting. And I don't mind that because I like those green dollars. So the different products I have, and now finally, my problem is I work between 15 and 16 hours a day, sometimes longer, 7 days a week. I do everything myself in-house. I have a certain way I want all my packages to go out and my customers to receive the product. And I'm at my maximum efficiency right now. But I want to continue to grow, which requires employees. And I have no idea how to handle employees or even what to do about that. So, oh, and that would be it. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you very much. And congratulations on being a capitalist artist. I think that's awesome. So now we're going to open it up for Q&A. And that was fast. You've got a burning question. So.
Well, I've got an idea.
Excellent.
Very nice presentation. I just wanted to say something about hiring. You went to MSSU in the art department, correct? Or
Yep.
did you? Okay. Try to go to the art department and talk to their students and tell them, I need help with all of this stuff. I am an artist. I can show you the way, the business aspect of it, and things like that. And just say, you know, I need people that are in the same field and have a big heart for art.
Good presentation. It was very knowledgeable. I just have a couple questions. Like you obviously are working at full capacity, but what specific things are you needing help with? Is it day-to-day operations? Is it, you know, e-commerce with packing and shipping? Is it, you know, I don't know. For me, it's just I need a little bit more specifics.
Sure. So my all those products are made in-house, whether it's ornaments or prints or, I have printers and sublimation machines and everything inside the studio. I make all that myself. I don't need to be doing that. I can teach someone to do that. They just have to have an eye for detail. If you order something, you go shopping, you get something online and it looked great but it's not when it comes. I despise that type of stuff. So when a mug comes out the press and it's not right, it goes in the garbage can. It doesn't, well, nobody will really know, we'll send it out. That type of attention and detail is what I'm looking for.
This is the part where I get to walk around and act like a game show host,
Good presentation. You kind of remind me of a client that I worked with in Springfield, and he was a manufacturer also, and he sold on Amazon. But anyway, the point was, is we sat down and worked through and said, okay, based on your efforts, what you're doing, here's how much you make an hour, which was a lot of money. But the point was, he was so wrapped up in the details, like of shipping and making sure things were done and all that, that he was having a hard time trying to hire somebody, even though he needed somebody. But the point was like, okay, do you want to make $3,000 an hour, or do you want to pay someone $12 an hour to do your shipping for you? So that was one thing. But the other thing is that just for example, he was shipping every single day, and we helped him put together a plan where he actually started doing everything, shipping once a week on a big pallet. And not only did it save him about 10 hours a week, it also saved him about 15 grand a year. So that was just an idea. But the point was, these little things, like you said, you can teach somebody to do those things the way you want it done. But that way you can concentrate your efforts on the things that are only you can do. So
Thank you.
Yeah, Michael. So I would, to piggyback what off Shelley was saying, I think art interns would be great for you. You already have the pipeline, right? I'm sure you can walk into Southern and say, hey, I need a couple interns. I can show you how to take your art and sell it, right, to make money, right? Because every artist wants to do that. And so you have something you can offer them. So that relationship, an intern relationship, is going to be really great, I think, for you. And you don't have to keep it to art, but those artists are going to have the eye for what you're talking about, making sure everything lines up perfect, shipping out a good product. Also, before you start that process, I would take the time to really write down what you're doing, all your processes, so that when you get those interns, you can hand them that document and say, this is what my expectations of quality control are. This is what my expectations for loading the printer are, whatever process you're looking at. I think that's it. Good job.
Thank you.
I think I'm the most excited that you're like making money as an artist. I don't know, like a lot of people who are brave enough or smart enough, I don't know, to actually do it. So I think a lot of people like to make art and they like to be creative, but then they have to have this other side to make that happen. So I'm super excited about that. So I work at the library. I have several employees who work for me. I think my advice would just be, don't be scared, don't be afraid. I think you just have to get that first person in and start working with them. If it's not working out, then you can let them know it's not working out and you can try somebody else. I love the intern idea. Like, do you think the intern option could work?
I do. The only, that brings up, it's a great idea. I don't want them in my house, so I have to get a separate studio, which isn't a big deal. But
So you're doing everything out of your home currently?
yes, I had a studio downtown Joplin for about 6 months, and the only traffic I want to fight is my slippers in the hallway. But in order to grow, I think I need to have a space where people could come to.
Yes. Okay, well, I think that's an exciting problem to have.
So let me jump in on that. You're familiar with Joplin Empire Market?
Yes.
They do have office space that's part of our entrepreneur ecosystem, and you might be able to dovetail your work into the market on Saturdays.
Okay.
Lori Hahn is the director. Emily, did you have a question?
Yeah, I have one. From working with interns a lot from Missouri Southern, I think that it could be a challenge just because you never know what type of student it is. So I would also perhaps think about those that are just out of the art department, graduated, that are still living here, that also want to be paid, because I just, you know, like artists need work. They need to be paid for their work. And so I think that incentive of money, also being a recent art department graduate, being able to have an internship or almost an apprenticeship for them to then, you know, do well as they could work on their artwork and have an income. That might be a way to go. But yes, when you're at Arts Fest, we can connect you with Ivy or Lori, and you can talk about their business incubator kind of upstairs.
Okay. Anybody else? Big round of applause for Mike. And it looks like we have some giveaways.